holiday. His role is anything you need on a given night, he'll do. You need someone to go out and score you 20 points, he'll do it. You need someone to shut down your best player, he'll do it. You need someone to be a great leader, great attitude guy, great glue guy, all that stuff, he'll do it. He's a roles player. He's not a role player. And he is as important to that team as anyone.
Greeny. Weekdays on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine this afternoon and evening with a wind at 10 miles per hour out of the southwest and a high of 90. Tonight, look for mostly clear skies with a temperature near 77. Tomorrow, a high around 90 and mostly sunshine and likely thunderstorms. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Alabama Update is brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning, local company that has exploded throughout Northwest Florida because they're so good at what they do. You want to get it serviced every 6 months. It'll run better. It saves you money on your power bill. And when you got an old one, you go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. They come out, they measure things out, they point out everything that needs to be corrected to help the energy stay inside, keep the house cool during the summertime. That is Jason. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning. They do an incredible job. You will be glad you use the local company. We have Joseph on the phone. Joseph, what's going on, big guy?
Just a great day, but I've been listening to your show, and I wanted to find out why you guys are hating on Tennessee, and I forget who said it, but they said that Coach Vitello was stuck up, and that's anything but the truth.
That was Glenn. I blame that on Glenn.
I might have agreed. I actually like his fire, but
we'll answer it for you.
It's hard. So you grow up an Alabama fan, it's natural. And then I've lived in the state of Tennessee, and so I've dealt with it there, and I was trying to think of how to best encapsulate my feelings, but I can't say it better than this one guy here. So I'm going to play this because it wraps it up for us Alabama fans.
I hate Tennessee because, first of all, it's Tennessee. And I just hate them because they low down, they dirty, they some snitches. And I hate Philip Farmer. I hate their colors. I'm not a dog person. I just hate Tennessee, man. I hate Neyland Stadium. It looks like a garbage truck worker convention. And I hate all their quarterbacks. I hate Tennessee, man.
That wasn't me.
No, his persona is just kind of, I know he does a lot of things for the community because, but I'm actually from Nashville, so I know that.
It starts as playful. I mean, it really does. But it's a huge rivalry more than anything. I am not a fan of the orange. I never have been. It offends me on 80 different levels, and being surrounded by it when I lived in Tennessee. And look, I still have to go to Knoxville a couple times a year, every year. So, but no, it's more playful than anything.
Hey, Joseph?
Yeah.
Okay, I was worried you hung up.
No.
How old are you? How old are you?
68.
Okay, so you're old enough to know. I was a Tennessee fan. I'm an Alabama guy, but let me tell you why. Philip Fulmer came in to Lake Wales, stayed with us. He was offensive coordinator at the time, and he convinced our running back, Tony Thompson. And in the Sugar Bowl, he was the MVP, I think, of the Sugar Bowl. Leading rusher in the SEC was number 24. He played for me, and I still keep up. Tony's up in California now. Him and his wife got a company. He married a Tennessee graduate, and she was outstanding. Anyway, so I pulled for Tennessee big time when Tony played there, and they beat Bama. They were good, and they won the Sugar Bowl that year. Tony was there. So I've always liked Philip Fulmer. I always liked, well, I don't always like Tennessee, but the first game I ever went to in my life was 1973. Alabama and Tennessee both undefeated. Legion Field, Birmingham, Alabama. Keith Jackson's there. First play of the game, Alabama's in the wishbone. They faked to the fullback. They hit Wayne Wheeler on a post play, 80-yard touchdown, first play. I said, I'm going to play college football. After being there and experiencing that, it was unbelievable. You had a quarterback in that game, Holloway. Kid was, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a great football game. It was like 21-21 in the fourth quarter, and Alabama got ran an 80-yard punt back for a touchdown. Wilbur Jackson had an 80-yard run. It was a close game, but it doesn't look like it. The final score was 42-21. But it was a close game. It just got out of hand at the very end. But I got a lot of respect for Tennessee. And, again, I pulled for them, especially back when Tony was playing there. So I don't really hate them. But get into why you called us. I hope we answer some of your questions.
Well, not really, because you're talking about football, and right now we're talking baseball. So it's two different things. And so I understand why people don't like Tennessee. Our baseball team has been phenomenal under Vitello, and I'm a fair fan. If a team is better and they do good, I root for them. Just like the SEC tournament. LSU had us on the rope.
Yep.
Bases loaded, 2 out, and we threw the guy out on first base. Or that game would have been changed completely. So I'm kind of a fair fan.
Yeah.
I went to Tennessee. I played basketball 2 years when Ernie and Grunfeld, Ernie and Bernie were there.
Yeah.
I was a walk-on, but I'm also fair, just like Bama and Bear Bryant. He was the best coach in college football ever will be. And you have to respect that about a coach. And Vitello is a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
I can probably address it a little bit here. I always liked, Delmonico, and he had some good teams going and never could kind of see it through and and whatever. But I think what happened with the people who aren't natural Tennessee fans, a couple of years ago when Tennessee, seemingly, seemingly out of nowhere made their big run. Of course, we know what Vitello had built. I think they kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way with their bravado as they were on that big run. And it was kind of one of those cases where they talked a big game, and then when they got knocked down, everybody enjoyed it. I think there's probably, rightly or wrongly, I think there's some layover from that team. I think it was, 2 years ago or so, that there's probably some feelings there on Vitello that have stayed. And then last year there was some issues with Maui Ahuna, getting him, squared away and all like that. So I'm sure people piled on. But no, is he a great coach? Yeah, he is. But there are a lot of people I know, and probably somewhat me because of the rivalry, who enjoy his misery probably more than we should. So it's probably that.
Yeah. Did you played basketball? Who was your coach? Mears? Was Ray Mears your coach?
Ray Mears.
Did you ever get the chance to come to Vanderbilt when they would throw the oranges in?
I know that feeling.
Well, congratulations.
I think it's just part of SEC. We just hate whoever we're playing.
That's right. No, he's a great coach. There's nothing wrong. It's just sometimes the way he
Don't.
I don't know, but we like to. He is a good coach, and you're playing the Seminoles. That's my team. So
don't get mad. Don't get mad. Lane Kiffin just texted and said, "Just deal with it."
No.
Hey, Joseph, we're going to show you a little love here. Let us show you some love, Joseph.
All right.
Okay.
During the Alabama update? Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh,
my ears are
bleeding. Up Tennessee. I do like that. I do like that.
I came home for this.
Oh, my God.
Right,
Hey,
thank
listen.
you, guys.
Thank you, buddy. Have a great day, man.
Appreciate you listening, too. Thank you very much.
He ruined my Alabama update.
Well,
a
that's one
Tennessee
good
guy
thing. Here we go.
ruined my Alabama update.
That song ruined my ears.
Golly.
Oh, that was worth it just to watch Brian score.
I know
God. Thank you, Joseph.
That was good.
He's
right.
He played basketball UT. I tell you, that's
Vitello is a good coach. He is
How much time we got? Okay, I got time to get at least this one thing in.
What poll are they leading in now?
Longest active home winning streak in college football. Who is number one? Glenn Manley, you got 3 seconds.
Let me think. Ohio State.
Ryan, who's number
Georgia.
one? Wildcat, who's number one? Longest winning streak.
Oh, that's a toughie.
3 seconds.
Kentucky.
Put the bottle down. Great job, Brian. Georgia has won 25 games in a row. Who's number two?
Alabama.
No.
Mississippi?
No. Notre Dame.
How much has he had today?
I'm just trying to throw you a little curveball.
He's
passed.
I would have said Clemson, but they lost some.
They're out of the Big Ten. Out of the Big Ten.
Michigan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Michigan's won 22 games in a row at home. Who's number three, Glenn Manley?
I don't care.
Who is number three?
Alabama.
22 games. Well, it wouldn't be Florida State then.
LSU.
That's my guess, too. Even if it's wrong.
Close. Washington.
Yeah.
14 games in a row. 4 is LSU with 10. Who is number 5?
Alabama's got to be in there somewhere.
It kind of has to be, doesn't it? I'm going to say we're 10. I'm going to say FSU.
Great pick. Yeah. Florida State Seminoles in the top 5.
Because it'd be a season and a half, yeah.
Remember, this is kind of a quick question. I always have Alabama. You always say he does a survey, and Bama's always number one. Bama lost to Texas this past year. The second game of the season at home. And that they had the longest record of winning, and now Georgia has it. Then you had a tie at number 6. It was Oregon with 8 wins, Liberty with 8 wins. Then you had the Texas Longhorns with 7, Oklahoma was 7, Ole Miss was 7, and that's your top team. Can you believe it? I thought it'd be more games than that when I started looking at this, but 25 is pretty good. This is going to change in the future with all the Texas and Oklahoma coming in, all the 4 additions to the Big Ten schools. You're not going to see these big-time stretch of wins at home.
I mean, think about it. 25 is like 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hard thing to do.
Great job by
I think it was,
Bulldogs.
South Carolina, I think, was the last team that beat them in Athens, I think.
Well, just think about it. Yeah. That SEC championship game, what it cost Georgia, probably the national champ. They probably would have won it all if they got in.
That should be counted as a Georgia home game, though.
That
game's in Atlanta. Are you kidding me?
That's a
long bus ride.
That's a great point right there. Let's talk about something else that's great, and that's today at J. Michael's Restaurant. The best seafood, the coldest beer, but today you get the world-famous spaghetti. Joseph, come down today. Brian will buy you some spaghetti. As far as you know.
Are you buying?
I'll be at Dr. Ward's office. I can't.
At 12? You eat at 11.
No, I got to be there early. Okay, I got to get prepped.
Hey, Wildcat. You drank past the mark on your bottle. Pass it to him.
Oh my!
For all your real estate closings, go with Chuck Tucker and South Oak Title in closing. They do an incredible job. Ask Mark Cowart down on 38 He sells the most real estate anybody around here. They use South Oak Title and Closings. Beth Movey, the same thing. They're incredible. Just like Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason, thank you for the Alabama update. Anytime, day or night, if you have it breaks down, you're burning up, you can't handle it anymore, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll be there. They'll save you. Charlie Corn's Place, daily specials. Pick out the meat, 3 sides for $11.20. Friday night special, fried fish, baked beans, cheese grits, french fries, rolling a tea. Saturday is fried or grilled shrimp, and then on Sunday, the best fried chicken you'll get anywhere. Fried chicken, mashed potato, green beans, cream corn, rolling a tea at the legendary Charlie Corn's Place. We'll be right back. FSU, Auburn, a mixture like James Guatemala likes. We'll be right back. Turn that thing up, baby.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
We were the city of all the franchises most recently that have finished bridesmaids. And a lot of people were giving us gripe about that. You know, oh, look at Philly fans. Oh, they're finishing second again. Well, we finished second. Where were you at? You weren't even in the championship game, were you? So shut your ass.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine this afternoon and evening with a wind at 10 miles per hour out of the southwest and a high of 90. Tonight, look for mostly clear skies with a temperature near 77. Tomorrow, a high around 90 and mostly sunshine and likely thunderstorms. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
He doesn't try on clothes at the department stores. He just rips stuff off the hanger and lives with the consequences for years.
It's classy, it's intriguing.
He's sexy, sassy, and full of spunk.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey! You got a caller?
You got the eagle fly.
Eagle! Hey! I saw one of the best Auburn fans in the world yesterday, James Guatemala.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a model. That's one of the best looking guys I've seen. Yeah, he's got 4 or 5 daughters. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 4 daughters, 4 beautiful girls.
Is that water cold, Glenn? Might need to throw it on him.
They are beautiful. And his wife's beautiful too. Wonderful people, the Guatemalans. But they love those Auburn Tigers. But he's a great Auburn fan. He's not overboard and hates Alabama. He's
right. Okay, he's
after we just explained our hatred of Tennessee.
Yeah. He's pretty fair and balanced. He's
fair and balanced.
He is. He really is. He knows when they're good and he worries when they're bad. And just a great guy. I really enjoyed talking to him yesterday. James, love you guys out there. Just had his first granddaughter, and she's up in Atlanta, so they're going to spend a lot of time up in Atlanta, especially Jenna. Do we got a caller or not?
No, he's talking.
Okay, he's talking to him. Okay, good. All right. No, I mean, I like callers. That's good.
Well, the problem is usually John's in there talking to himself, so you never know.
Auburn, 7.5 over under. Since 2021, Auburn is 0-17 versus Power 5 teams that finish with a winning record. I did not realize that. Yes. 0-17 James won't like this update, which kind of threw me there for a while. And back in 2019, Auburn went 4-0 versus non-conference opponents. Auburn lost to Penn State, and I think it was 2022, and I think both years they lost to Penn State. And then what shocked everybody this past year, the performance at home versus New Mexico State in 2023, they looked pathetic. The last few games, except for the Alabama game, they struggled, and they should have beat Bama. So still, the 7.5, there's just a lot of question marks. I do have their we got to take this. Let's take this call. Good morning.
Go Blue Tricks. Here's your Brent. Back to know. What's up, fellas?
Good morning. Anybody there?
Good morning.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Are you in a closet? Are you afraid to yell? Because that was
no, I'm at the airport.
Oh, I was
going
to say that was the most subdued one ever.
Yeah, you're being really polite. I was shocked.
Interesting.
What are you doing? What are you doing down there?
Anyway, I got to say something. Number one, Eddie's going to see Dr. Ward in a couple of weeks, Coach. He didn't see him yesterday in a couple of weeks for normal teen skin stuff. So he doesn't have cancer or anything like that. I just want to clarify that. Okay. Anyway, number one.
You told me you saw him yesterday. You misled me.
No, I
can read back the text.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead. Read back the text.
No.
I said he has hitting tonight. His appointment's in a couple weeks or something like that. No. I got the text right here. Anyway, that's okay. Anyway, UNC's the wild card. Their relief pitcher Pence is out of this world.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, UNC is a wild card. UVA is going to choke. And Tennessee is definitely not going to win it all. Definitely not. They are overrated.
Well, let me ask you this. We had a caller who was upset about not getting the respect.
I know, I heard him. I was parking the car at the airport. So, he's a Rocky Top Nation fan, and I get it, but I tell you, they're going to – we saw Tennessee play LSU in game one when we were out there for the College World Series because Eddie had a baseball tournament out there. Mm-hmm. We saw Skeens pitch 102 miles an hour. And awesome game, by the way. But just overrated. I'm just not comfortable with Tennessee. Sorry. Okay. And here's the thing: if you're going to Omaha, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
If you're going to Omaha, you want to stay in Iowa because the hotels are cheaper right across the border.
Yeah.
You want to stay in Council Bluffs, also known as Council Tucky.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Right.
What if you don't want to go the cheap route? Wouldn't you have more fun in Omaha? Being around all those
people. To the ballpark. It's closer to the ballpark from Iowa than it is downtown Omaha. So here's the story. When we went out there in 19 for the World Series when Michigan played Vandy, here's the thing: is what you want to do is you want to wait as team gets eliminated, because then those team hotels kick those teams out, and then they're selling those rooms dirt cheap. So actually, when we got there, we stayed at the DoubleTree where Texas Tech was playing. We got the presidential suite for like $130 a night.
Wow!
But granted, don't stay at that DoubleTree because it stinks. We stayed there 2 nights, and then we left.
Wait a minute. You just misled me. You acted like it was a great place. Now you're bad-mouthing those people.
No, I'm just saying that particular hotel.
Not being a sponsor. I got it.
Yeah,
I'm saying that particular
throw that
hotel.
Contract away. Hey, let me ask you this. Who do you think have the most fans there? Kentucky's never been. NC State's been there before. Florida's been there. They own the place. A&M is close by. You would think they'd have a lot there. Virginia, North Carolina, Florida State, people will travel. Tennessee travels pretty good. Who's going to have the most fans there?
A&M for proximity to travel well.
I bet
FSU
Ethan's
travels
there.
well.
I bet your money Ethan Boyd's there.
FSU travels well.
Yeah.
They'll do good.
Are you going?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going to West Palm Beach, man. And then next week I got Fort Myers.
Oh, okay.
And then the week after that I got Auburndale. So my schedule's kind of booked up with my own son's baseball.
Well, we're getting ready to talk a little about FSU. If you'd like to hang on, listen to what Glenn has to say, and kind of chip in and help us out. How about that?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, go ahead.
And by the way, don't stay at a DoubleTree in Omaha. It stinks. Just saying.
Can I stay at 1227 West 8th Street? That'd be all right. It stinks sometimes too. After never mind.
That was a red roof in. You told me.
Dirty old man.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Nailed that, didn't you?
I did. All right. listen, this weekend, FSU, besides playing in Omaha, they will be hosting an elite camp. It will be invitation only, prospects from 2025, 26, and 27 classes. It'll be a combine testing and personalized workouts with the FSU staff. And so those people are invited only, and so we'll see what goes on with that. FSU has now broken an all-time record for their APR performance, which is academic progression. For 22-23, they had, for the single year, they had 997, and for the multi-year, 982. That's out of 1,000, so that's pretty good for them. And how that works is team by team, the student athlete earns 1 point for staying on track or on course for a degree, and then their major. Okay, so and then additional points for being retained in that area or graduation in the end of each academic term. And so one time when Jimbo was there, they almost did not qualify to play because they were down so low. So congratulations to them. And now because they're up there pretty high, Coach Norville gets a bonus for $150,000. So for having the 997, which is over 990, that was in his contract. And then it's been the best multi-year in program history at 982 and the best single year, 997 program history. And then the College Sports Communication Academy has picked an all-district team and four of the FSU Seminoles, James Tibbs, James Ferrer, Brandon Oxford, and Daniel Cantu. We have made the all-district academic team. You have to have a 3.5 GPA and play 90% of the games as a player or start at least 66% of the games. And as a pitcher, you have to have a 3.5 GPA, and you have to pitch in 17 games or 25 innings. So those guys have made academics. Now, starting out, they will play Tennessee Friday at 7 p.m. on ESPN. That's Central Time because they're on Central Time also. And then the first game at 2 will be North Carolina versus Virginia. And like we said, Coach, I was hoping that it would be all SEC versus AACC the first 4 games.
I think your times are wrong.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you.
Because I'm looking at this. It says here, and I'm not trying to just, correct you, make you like a damn idiot, but 6 o'clock is the first pitch on ESPN.
Well, it's
Tennessee, Florida State.
Right. That's not the,
You said 7.
Well, it's Eastern.
I can read back what you said. I can have the court reporter read back what you said.
Hey, Eddie, can we start the Coach James Hale Hate Club?
I remember seeing this movie, Grumpy Old Men.
Right.
I watched this movie.
All right. So whether it's 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, sir.
So then on Saturday, it'll be Kentucky versus North Carolina State, either 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., depending on which time zone. If you're in the Pacific time zone, it'll be 8 o'clock, so in the morning. So anyway. Also, the last game on Saturday will be Texas A&M versus Florida. So that's the first 2 days, and then it starts scrambling around the next 3 or 4 days about winners and losers and brackets.
All right, Michigan Eddie, anything you want to add to us before we have to get you off? We got Mark McLeod coming on in a few minutes talking about the Florida Gators.
I got something to say. The good doctor's wrong. You don't get emotionally drained in Omaha. You suck it up, Buttercup, and you play through whatever, and you go win that championship. You don't get emotionally drained on the biggest stage.
Why would you be so disrespectful like
I'm
that?
not being disrespectful. I call out. I'm not fake news. I call it out as I see it. I'm the people's caller, Coach.
I think you're rude, and I was shocked what you just said.
And he loves you madly.
Buttercup. He was a famous, outstanding doctor, and
that's why we're going to him. That's why we're going to him. We picked him. We picked him out of all the dermatologists in the area, but we picked Dr. Ward, Coach.
Thank you. All right, Mr. You have a great trip, man. Thank you for calling, and looking forward to hearing more from the People's Caller more than once a day.
I'll call you on location tomorrow from Jupiter, from the Cardinals Marlins complex where they're playing. So love you guys. Take care. Go Blue Shark City. Bring up something back to them. I'll see you.
What
Coach thought he meant like Jupiter the planet.
Did y'all understand what he just said?
Yeah.
Okay.
He says it every time. You just have to play it.
Her Pro Pest Control, Glenn. You want that yard look beautiful?
Since you have the recording, you can listen to it.
Patrick, call Patrick. He'll make that yard look absolutely beautiful. And if I don't have Cito, I'm not getting in a boat. I'm not going out that Gulf.
don't be a Gilligan. Get out there and get Cito. They got plenty of plans, affordable plans for you to pick from. All you got to do is go to Cito.com, or you can call them locally and you can talk to Brandon and you can find out all about the plans and what they entail. And all you got to do is call 850-234-2323. Talk to Brandon. He'll tell you all about it. It's really cool. Or go to Cito.com.
When we get back, we got Mark McLeod. All you want to know about the Florida Gators. And Glenn's upset. I got to pout him. Come here, get on my knee. Come here.
There you go. All right.
Why is Glenn reaching for his pocket?
Florida State. That's right.
We'll be right back.
Florida State.
Woo!
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I've been arrested 12 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's not smart.
I went before the judge. I'll never forget that. Boy, I paid $700 to a lawyer that didn't do a damn thing for me.
Let's go ahead and name him right now.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a place that feels like home right in the heart of Panama City? Well, look no further than Charlie Corm's place at their new location on 15th Street. Charlie Corm's is not just a place, it's an experience. Imagine cozy corners, friendly faces, and the aroma of delicious dishes that'll make your taste buds dance. From sunrise breakfast to late night bites, Charlie Corm's on 15th Street has it all. Charlie Corm's place on 15th Street is now offering exclusive weekday lunch specials. Visit Charlie Corm's place on 15th Street. Look for the giant mural.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job, it's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting your family.
That boot store has the perfect Father's Day gift for that special dad. Select from one of the largest collections of Western wear and Carhartt work clothes in the Panhandle. That boot store has been in business for 60 years and feels they've just begun. Shop that boot store this Father's Day and every day. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Bill Burr Kia, 15th Street, Panama City. That boot store where God is good all the time.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
It's the Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators! If you're not a Gator, what are you?
Gator bait.
Gator bait. Gator bait.
Or Gator hater.
Gator bait.
Hey, I got to I'm going to use my cell phone to do this. We had somebody just walk in, take a liter or take a box of Dr. Pepper, whatever, 12-pack of Dr. Pepper. The guy's name is Jason English. Let's get
he's a winner. He's a winner.
No.
Somebody call the authorities.
Call the authorities. We got it on videotape. We're going to have him put away. Jason English is the guy's name. He walks in, walks out with... So
that's stupid.
Well, actually, I think he came in here with some spray for pest control.
Yeah, and walked out with our products. And
thanks a lot, Coach. Jason English, former listener of the show.
Jason, you're going down. You're going down. No, we love Jason.
Yeah, he did great.
We were going to have him on to come on, but we got the one and only, the legendary Mark McLeod. Mark, how you doing this morning?
Doing well, Coach. Good morning. Good to be on with you guys.
Good morning.
Wait to say that later when we get through.
It's been kind of a weird morning. Anyway, what about them Florida Gators, baby? What about them Gators?
How about them Gators? Got it done in Clemson, South Carolina. Man, I tell you, that deciding game,
may have been
the best,
most exciting game that in Florida history. I mean, what an incredible game that was.
Well, do they use this to leapfrog and do something outstanding? They didn't get it done last year. They finished second, and they get a 3% chance to win it all. So you tell me there's a chance.
Exactly. Yeah. I tell you, you look at how it's coming together for Florida, and everything's happening just the way it should happen. We talked about this. You have to have guys who maybe haven't been the catalyst, haven't been those guys that have stepped up much during the year. They've had some struggles here or there, but they're in your lineup for a reason, and that's who you depend on. You look at the last 2 weekends, guys. I mean, you have Ashton Wilson, who had started 4 games for Florida all year, takes over in the outfield for Ty Evans, who tore his ACL in the Kentucky series. Wilson has, finishes out the regular season and the SEC campaign, and goes to regional play, only starting by then 11 games, and he's named the most outstanding player of the regional. And he just was the hero of that entire scene. You go back to last weekend, you're in extra innings, you're on the road, you've got to win this thing. Kevin O'Sullivan said in all the years he was at Clemson, he never saw an environment like that. And then you have 9-hole hitter Michael Robertson step up, who was 0 for 7 with the bases loaded in 2024, and he unloads a 2-run walk-off double to send Florida to Omaha. It just, you're getting different guys to pick up the pitching, the guys who struggled so much during the midweek and on those Friday night games are now pitching better, in some cases much better than they were during the season. So, and then you've got the old guys, Caglianone and some of the guys for Florida that are really been doing it all year long. They're playing well as well. So it's happening for Florida right now. They're playing their best baseball, winners of 8 of their last 10. And here's a stat when I went and looked it up, guys. 8 games, they've won 8 of their last 10.
Yeah.
3 of those games they won, they gave up 10 runs or more and still won. So that is a team that's finally learning how to win, and they're, I don't want to say they're clicking on all cylinders, but they're clicking on most of them.
Well, I'll tell you what, I still like what you said. We need to put the first 4 games need to be ACC versus SEC instead of 3-1 and 3-1. Yeah.
Maury, let me ask you this. NC State's going to be there, Kentucky. We asked Dr. Ward about this, or maybe one of our callers. I don't think we did ask Dr. Ward this. Florida, Texas A&M's close by. Who's going to have the most fans? Virginia, North Carolina, Florida State, Tennessee, Gators, A&M, Kentucky, NC State. Who's going to show up? NC State's been there before. They travel pretty well. Who's going to have the most fans, in your opinion, be at these games?
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. I know Texas A&M travels really well. Tennessee should have a lot of fans there.
They will.
Florida State should have some. I mean, Florida State, we'll see if you can get the animals there and a lot of those fans. But I look at probably Texas A&M or Tennessee. One of those 2 teams probably going to have the most fans.
Yeah, Dr. Ward's going. I know there'll be a lot of Gator fans there. They were talking about they lucked up and got a room, kind of a good room, spent big-time money, but they got a nice place there. Let me ask you this. If Florida has to meet up with, and hopefully they will meet up, Florida and Florida State, Florida State's kind of owned the Gators this year. Does Florida have a shot at getting FSU if they meet in these playoff games?
They've kind of owned the Gators. They've dominated the Gators. They've and look, I'm a Florida guy. I'll call it like it is. But, yeah, they have owned Florida this year. They really have. And, it's been a long time coming for them because Kevin O'Sullivan overall has owned Florida State. But, yeah, I think, that's a matchup I got to believe that Florida would be licking their lips saying, come on, we got to do something against these guys. That's got to be a team that should be favored in this thing, one of the favorites in this thing, not an overall favorite, but one of the favorites. And that's a team that we would like to take a crack at. But boy, I tell you what, that Tennessee-Florida State game, that should be monster when you look at these 2 teams. So, Florida State, defensively, they're both about the same. Tennessee better pitching, overall average. Florida State's better overall with batting average. And then you look at Tennessee with those 173 home runs that leads the nation. That should be one heck of a ball game. And I think the Florida-Texas A&M game, because remember, Florida took 2 or 3 from Texas A&M earlier in the year, and both of these projected starting pitchers, if Sully does indeed go with Liam Peterson, which we'll see what he's going to do, because Peterson, freshman, when he was asked about it up in Clemson, he said, well, he didn't pitch all that well. He may be a little wide-eyed. This was a big stage for him. Well, what's Omaha going to be? So I wonder what Sully's going to do. But Peterson struggled against Texas A&M in Game 2, which was the SEC season opener for both of these teams. The conference opener, I should say. And Texas A&M, their guy who is their ace, their stud, Florida, tagged him in 2 innings for 6 runs, all earned. So, yeah, both those guys I think would love to have a much better performance on the mound.
All right, let's cover these games. I want to get your picks on it. Florida State, we just talked about it. Florida State, Tennessee, 6 o'clock Central Time. Who do you like, Florida State or FSU?
I'll take give me Tennessee in that one.
Yeah, I went with Tennessee too. Even though I hope FSU wins it, we're betting. That's where I put my money. Virginia, North Carolina.
That's a tough one. That really is a tough one. Virginia's playing some good baseball, but boy, North Carolina is they're clicking on all cylinders too. Man, I don't know. Give me North Carolina in that one.
Hey, we're knocking out of the ballpark. We're hand to hand together. NC State, Kentucky. NC State, Kentucky.
Kentucky had the biggest win in supers, in my opinion. I mean, Oregon State is an awfully good program. You look at Oregon State, what they've done over the past 10 years. They are one of the 2 or 3 best baseball programs in the country. Yep. And I think before this year, you certainly could say that about Florida. Now, but Florida's in Omaha, so I think you can still say that about them. That's going to be a brutal game. Give me Kentucky on that. Kentucky, to do what they did against Oregon State, they have to feel awfully good right now. And remember, guys, the last few weeks of the season, the Wildcats should be grinning over there. They were the number 2 team in the country according to D1 Baseballs. That's just an awfully good baseball team.
Wildcat pick Kentucky.
He's such a smart man, that Mark McCloud.
Wildcat pick Kentucky. Yeah. Dr. Ward picked Kentucky. I picked Kentucky. Brian picked Kentucky. One guy,
Trader,
picked NC State and made a comment. I mean, he made a little snide remark. I think he hates the SEC. I just don't throw that out there.
Well,
there goes that statue off of Harrison Avenue.
Well, here's the thing. There's been a lot of fake news here lately. And so,
look, you want to know how Mark's a radio professional? You always butter up the guy who can cut your mic.
There you go. There you go.
Damn right.
No, man, you like Auburn, so you really don't hate the SEC. You just picked what you thought.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You're just wrong.
And we got the recording for that too, remember?
Unbelievable. Hey, all right, Mark, we're going to hold you over. We got to do our little break here. We're going to hold you over. And Mark's been there several times. Legendary J. Michael's restaurant. He's had that world famous spaghetti. He loved it. Glenn loves it. Of course, Mark doesn't get it all over the floor and all of his face like Glenn, but
when you
are you going today? Are you going to be there today?
No, I have to go to the doctor today. It's my last radiation treatment.
God bless you, brother. Yep. You're doing good. You are doing good. We're keeping your players all the time. Mm-hmm. Get out J. Michael's restaurant, the best seafood, the coldest beer, but on Wednesday, that world-famous J. Michael's spaghetti. Today, tonight, it will be packed out like always. Love J. Michael's. Also, don't forget, I'm going to get some jewelry. I want to get Mark a gator necklace or something like that.
That's a great idea.
I want to take care of Mark.
Let him try one of those navel rings.
Where am I going to go to get it?
All you got to do is draw it on a piece of paper on a bar napkin, which I'm sure you have handy most of the time, and take it down to David Adamson Fine Jewelry and Design on Highway 77, 830 Highway 77. Take it down there, let them design it. They'll show you how to do it and how much it's going to cost, and you'll have a customized, one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry, because that's what they do. 42 years? Something like that.
They're incredible.
Incredible.
Great prices, too.
And Mark, don't worry. When he ships it to you, it'll come with the invoice. Don't worry about that.
You got that right. Get the beef o' braised. If you're out there doing that, get on the beef o' braised in Lynn Haven. Today's their Wednesday. Only at beef o' braised Lynn Haven. You get 10 wings inside for $9.99. You cannot beat that. You can watch all the baseball games this weekend there. Great atmosphere, great food, great place. Pat, we love you, brother. And we'll be right back with the one and only Mark McLeod. All you need to know about the Florida Gators right here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, available on all your devices.
Connected.
Here are your favorite sports talk hosts.
The Coach James Hale Show. You're listening to the Inside Drive live.
The afternoon underdog.
And your favorite teams.
Braves winning!
We're live on the app. Tune in, Alexa, ESPNPC.com, Facebook, YouTube, and in your car at 101.9 and 104.3. Wherever you go, there we are. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine this afternoon and evening with a wind at 10 miles per hour out of the southwest and a high of 90. Tonight, look for mostly clear skies with a temperature near 77. Tomorrow, a high around 90 and mostly sunshine and likely thunderstorms. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your safety and proper care of your boat in an emergency is crucial. When it comes to on-water assistance, response time is everything. And since 1996, in the Bay or on the Gulf, it's SeaTow. SeaTow's Coast Guard licensed captains are on the scene in an average of 1 hour or less. SeaTow gets members home or back to boating faster. Become a member today at SeaTow.com or call 850-234-2323.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX Clipped, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underground hockey comedy that just might knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Bonafide and qualified.
Live and local from the Jane Michaels Studio.
Certified.
From the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mark wrote this song.
This is a man's world.
You can join in, Mark.
Nothing. I mean, nothing.
Would be nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
No.
All right, that's enough spoiling you.
Love it. Love it. The one and only James Brown. Love that guy. Go watch the movie. Get on up.
Hey,
you'll love it.
Hey, real quick before we get into this, since we're talking baseball, got this from my buddies over at the TDC. We have 155 boys baseball teams in this week at Publix and Frank Brown Park. So we love having them in here. They're going to be out everywhere supporting all our sponsors.
Yeah.
We know they're listening too, so we apologize.
I have it somewhere, and if I have time, I'm going to write it up and report it here. The amount of money that these sport events have brought into Bay County, it's unbelievable. So thank you guys.
Just think,
build it and they will come.
How quickly we pivoted from spring break central to sports tourism. So
I love it, man. They come down, they spend money, they're good people.
Of course, Mark hates that because Mark was hanging at La Villa, you know. I mean.
Not Mark. I tell you another thing, too. They listen to ESPN.
Yeah,
they really do. They got their own stations there. They come down, they're sports people. They listen. I see it all the time at Jay Michaels. Those baseball players or families in there ask them, yeah, we heard about it. Well, make sure you tell Jay Michael you heard about it on ESPN. So anyway, let's bring him back in. Mark McLeod. All right, Mark, you've been out there. I do, and I think I'm saying this correctly. You have been to Omaha to one of these games, right?
Yeah.
Is it worth the money? Is it worth the trip? Because I've heard great things about it.
It's worth every penny, unless your team goes the distance, and then you're talking about 2 weeks, and you got to stop and do laundry.
Yeah,
then it's worth a lot of pennies.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is the most crowd going to be at the this weekend? Is that be the biggest crowd, or will it be the finals?
I think the entire time, really, because you get a lot of look. People don't realize this. You talk about who's going to have the biggest crowd. Yeah, that plays a part of it. But boy, guys, a lot of locals, people that live within 50, 100 miles, go to the old Rosenblatt and go to the new stadium in Omaha. I mean, they, goodness gracious, they love it. They support it. They love it. They know how much money it brings into the community during that roughly 2-week period, or is 2-week period. They just are all in support of it, and you will have a phenomenal time going there. Now, I haven't been to Oklahoma City for the women's softball, but I understand that is much the same.
What's the prices like at Omaha? Some place you go, the food there is not that bad, not that expensive. What's it like out there? Do they rape you over the coals, or are they pretty good about the prices out there?
Rake you over the coals. Easy there, Coach.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I never bought anything there. We get it free.
I hear it's.
Wow.
I
saw you in the press box.
I hear it's $5 a Jello shot. I did hear that.
LSU holds the national records for that.
That's in the parking lot.
You guys clean it up in there. Clean it up.
Hey, seriously though, what is it compared like to Hoover? They treat you great at Hoover up there. What's the have you been to the new stadium?
No, I've not been to the new stadium.
Oh, okay,
That's the thing. No, I haven't been there. That's one I was supposed to go last trip out. No, not last year, but the year before when Florida went, and I did not make it. But so I'm really not sure about all that. It's just a phenomenal environment overall. The old Rosenblatt I miss that stadium, but they say the new one. A lot of people say that. A lot of even that go to the new stadium, they say, I really do miss the old Rosenblatt, but I do. I like this. It's got a lot more to offer, and they just thoroughly enjoy it.
I didn't realize there's a direct flight from Fort Walton to Omaha. Yeah, I had no idea. Dr. Ward's flying directly out there. Him and his wife are going to go. They're going to go to the FSU game, and then, of course, they're going to go to the Florida-Texas A&M game and see some great baseball. Hey, I do want to switch gears real quick before you get out of here. I wanted your opinion on this. I don't think you're going to like it. I thought it was crazy. Then don't ask me who did it yet. I will tell you at the end if I can find it. They came up with the true blue bloods of college football, 3 levels. And Florida did make one of the levels, but I was kind of surprised where they made it at, if I can find the thing.
Report funded by the University of Georgia.
Yeah, really. Here are the truly elite college football programs here who made this list. Level 1. Alabama, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Michigan, and Ohio State. Those, they say, are the true blue bloods of college football. Wow. The next level, I disagree completely with this. I'm sorry. Miami, USC, Nebraska, Texas. I would take out Miami. I'm just being honest and real. The history of college football, I don't think they're near the top in the history of college football. Mark, am I crazy?
No, I mean, Miami, remember in the 70s, Miami football, they were going to abandon it, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there talk? I mean, they were going to abandon the baseball program, and Coach Frazier went in and started raising money at different charities and kept the baseball program, and they were thanking the Lord for that later on. But really, the football program was in horrible shape in the 70s before Schnellenberger got there. Fran Kersey did some nice things, but so.
All right.
Yeah, it seems to be a what have you done for me lately list, except for Miami. Miami has
I didn't get that. I disagree with that. All right, level 3. Tennessee. They got to think about over the history of college football. They were good in the 50s. Tennessee, Penn State, FSU, Bobby Bowden was there for 30-something years, Clemson, Georgia, and LSU. No Florida Gators in level 3. What's your take on that? Tennessee, Penn State, FSU, Clemson, Georgia, LSU, no Florida Gators. What do you think about that?
I should have added one. I think really should have added one. I mean, look at what Hale did. Yes, he got in trouble. Yes, there were some uncouth things going on, which right now would be all perfectly legal.
That's right.
Look, if Georgia and Clemson are in there, Florida's every bit with them. I mean, I don't get that one.
Yeah. And guys, it's been a fabulous week at the University of Florida. Goodness, great week. I mean, women's softball doing what they did, and then men's track and field winning their third consecutive national championship. The women finished second, by the way. Then you have what Florida baseball is doing. Goodness gracious, it's just been a great week and a half for the Gators.
Go back to softball. What have you ever seen anything like Oklahoma? 4 straight national championships. She has now 8.
Florida gave them everything.
They played
wanted.
better. Didn't they play better than Texas did against them?
They played Oklahoma better than anybody did, I think.
Yeah, they did. They did. That was something else. And you remember, Florida was picked to finish 7th in the preseason poll for the SEC alone. So, yeah, they lose Skylar Wallace, but guys, they bring back 12 members of that team, and finally they got some people in the circle who have experience. Yeah. So, should be an interesting year for Florida softball next year.
The problem with that is Oklahoma and Texas are in the SEC next year. That's, I mean, the 2 teams that played for are now in the SEC.
Just means more, baby.
What about, what are you hearing anything? And they're both going to be in baseball and basketball. It's just going to be incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Are you hearing anything, any rumors out there about the college football, anything with expansion, anything you can give us some insight on, anything with Florida, any rumors?
I tell you what I'm hearing, talking to some of the guys when we talk during the week, we all are all across the board, every one of us, the guys I talk to up in Alabama, Georgia, wherever, Florida, we are all across the board. The expansion is not done. It's not done. We're going to see some stuff, and we may see some stuff as soon as late this summer, because as the ACC unfolds and Florida State doing their due diligence to get out of there, Clemson certainly helping now. I think it's when that comes unraveled, you're going to see the SEC can kind of stay in there conservatively. Well, we're happy where we are. Baloney. You're looking down the road. They're already investigating, just like the Big Ten is, and they would covet some of those ACC teams, buddy.
Can't wait. I hope we get a couple new states in here. I really do. And I think we expand our horizon now. I think we need to get Pitt. Let's get Pitt. Let's go get some Yankees down here. Hey, Mark, thank you so much for coming on. We got you next Wednesday.
Absolutely, guys. Looking forward to it.
Go Gators, baby. Yep. Go Gators.
All right.
See you later, man. Glenn?
Yes, sir.
Go FSU Seminoles.
That's right, buddy. That's right.
What time's the game going to play again? Brian?
Which depends on if you're Eastern, Mountain Time, Pacific time.
You're so cruel.
No.
Coach is still upset Glenn had to explain what that academic
that little look he gave me. Hey,
well,
dumb.
You would think somebody from the Harvard of the South would know that.
Wildcat, we're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Are you tired of dynasties? Sick of seeing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs hoist the Super Bowl trophy or the Oklahoma Sooners in their 4th consecutive softball championship? Then you should stop what you're doing right now. Go to ESPNPC.com and